Alright, so now that you've learned how to find clients and how to get your business going with freelance jobs, I'm going to cover some important things to consider and keep in mind related to freelancing. One of the most important aspects is once you get clients, it's very important that you meet deadlines. So whether it's deadlines you've set for yourself or for them, or if it's deadlines that they've set for you, it's very important that you meet those. So if they need them in 5 days, and you need the articles or graphics or whatever it is, and you tell them that you're going to meet that deadline, try to meet that deadline. Make sure you're trying to meet that deadline, because what happens is that's something that's going to set you apart, because there's so many freelancers out there that don't meet their deadlines and don't meet them on time, and it can be difficult when you are freelancing to do that. And so it's important to take note of being focused on your projects at hand, but it's so important to meet deadlines, because as you meet deadlines, they're gonna be like, wow, this is amazing, so they're gonna come right back to you, and then also they're gonna refer you to somebody else, and then you'll get more business that way. So by just simply meeting deadlines, you can really maintain a good relationship with the people you're doing work with, and they will oftentimes come back to you, or they will refer you to somebody else, and so it's a great way to keep your business growing. So meeting deadlines is a very important aspect of freelancing. Another important thing is to maintain open communication with your clients. So what that means is, whether it's through email, or if it's through phone calls, or even instant messaging, or other social networking aspects like Twitter direct messages, or Facebook post or something on Facebook walls or Facebook emails. It's so important that you maintain open communication as you do your project. So if you have an article project and it's day 3 or 4, send them a quick email, hey, just touching base to let you know I'm at this point. Or maybe send them an email, hey, just sorry I wasn't able to get something done today, I'm going to work on it tomorrow. Or we're having a baby, so we're not going to be able to I'm not going to be able to work on your project for the next few days. I'm sick right now, I'm really sick, I can't work on your project. Things like that are really important, because you're going to find that they're not going to get upset if maybe there's a delay on the project. Like if for some reason you're not going to meet a deadline and you let them know that, they're not going to get upset. Typically they're going to just say, okay, great, thanks for telling me. But they would get upset if you didn't tell them. So it's so important to maintain your open communication, because that will set you apart again from the other freelancers. It's one of those things you can use to set yourself apart from the other ones. The most important aspect, probably a very important aspect besides meeting deadlines and maintaining open communication, is to stay focused. And that means just to stay focused and on the efforts and on the project at hand. So if you're creating a mini site for somebody, then once you start that, focus your time. Focus, okay, the next 30 minutes I'm going to devote to just this project so I can make some headway on this project. If it's an article writing task, say, okay, I'm not going to get up from my computer till I've written 3 of the 10 articles for this client, and then go back and go for another 30-45 minute chunk. Say I'm going to write another 3 articles, and I'm going to write another 3 articles the next day. And if you just focus out your time, so maybe you have a 7-day project or a 5-day project, and you decide to focus 30 minutes a day, that would come to about 2.5 hours of total focused work, where you just focus on that. And you'll find that you might get the project done ahead of schedule, which would be great, because the client would love it if you got the work done ahead of schedule, and they will keep coming back to you for more work. Another important thing to do that not a lot of freelancers do enough of is ask for testimonials. Once you're done with the work, as long as especially if you've met the deadline, you maintain good communication, and you just stayed focused on the project, ask for testimonials. Ask them for testimonials about your service, about your delivery time, about whatever the case might be, because that's invaluable, because that's stuff you can put up on your website, that's stuff you can send in an email to other potential clients, and it will help your business grow. And so that's very, very huge. So ask for the testimonial when you're done with the work and you did a good job for them, you did right by the client. Make sure you ask for a testimonial, because they will give you one most of the time if you ask for it. Then the other thing to really keep in mind when you are doing freelancing is to not devalue your services. And by that I mean, make sure you know what makes you comfortable to make money. So whether it's making $5 per article, if that means a lot to you, or if it's making $10 an hour. But don't work for $1 or $2 an hour. unless you really have to, or unless that makes you feel comfortable, but it shouldn't. There's no need to starve yourself on a project. So you need to make sure that you do not devalue your services, because what happens, and it's easy to do, is that you take on a project for a small budget, and then you have a client with the bigger budget come along, and that bigger budget client will basically they're giving you more money, so it's a lot easier to focus on their project because you have more money. And what happens is that smaller client will sit there, and it becomes kind of almost a nag for you, and so you don't meet the deadline, and then they get upset, and then they'll say bad things about you maybe, so it's just not a good situation. So you don't want to devalue your services. So you want to keep your services, I'm not saying you charge a lot for them, but you don't want to give in. So you determine what makes you feel comfortable. That's going to be between, that's a decision you have to make, is, okay, what makes me feel comfortable, or I really need the money, but it's kind of like, if you're only going to make $1 or $2 an hour when the project's done, you may as well just have done the stuff just for yourself, because you would have gotten a better return on your investment long term. So just don't devalue your services. That's another important consideration when you're doing freelancing. A lot of freelancers do that, is they get all excited and they say, man, I just want to get a project done, and they'll take on maybe a free project or a project for next to nothing, and it's just hard to get motivated to get that project done. So try to not devalue your services. And so again, the important aspects here: meet your deadlines, keep open communication with your clients while you're doing the work, stay focused, set out focused chunks of time to accomplish the task, ask for testimonials when the job is done, and do not devalue your services. If you apply all these principles to the videos we previously showed you on how to find more freelancers, freelance jobs, and once you kind of understand more about freelancing, then you are going to have no problem succeeding with freelancing to make money. It's a very viable business model, and it's a very effective way for you to make money online. So you definitely want to look into freelancing for an internet income.